Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
welcome, Geeks and Gamers, to Geeks and Gamers Entertainment, where we make Geeks and Gamers great again. I got a much requested guest, the Film Gob. You got a lot of fans out there, Film Gob.
Yeah, I guess. Dude, I found your channel a few weeks ago. Well, I think it was a few months back. I saw your channel. I was like, I like this guy. But then I couldn't find it, and you changed your name to Geeks and Gamers Entertainment.
Yes, because I don't think he should own it, especially on the internet, and he's not making it great. So I want to make it great again. Well, listen, Jeremy is to me, I think, what Jody is to you, if you can imagine that. I think.
No. Well, I think you've got a bigger beef with.
Okay, all right. Maybe I go a little harder. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Jody was like, "You've been making videos for 3 years." I was like,
Yeah. I didn't see that many.
I've
I'll
done
tell
like
you what.
I've done 2 or 3 with a few tweets here and there.
I think I beat you already now. I think I went up to you a little bit there. Although your videos are great put together. You're good at editing and stuff. I don't think it was. I didn't see anything like really personal in there. And
I know it was just like, you know, when you see someone making up, kind of twisting the facts, you know, with when it comes to Zack Snyder, I was like, I'm not having this.
Right? No.
That's all it was.
Right. You just you used video proof. I didn't see anything like the old out of context thing. Oh, Chubby Teddy is here. He's a huge fan of yours.
Chubby Teddy.
Hey guys, how's it going?
We're already recording because Gob said let's go. I'm glad
that's
you could
awesome. I'm so excited. Thank you for doing this and hosting this, Max.
Teddy.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Come back in, come out and in. Sometimes that helps in StreamYard.
All right, that's what she said. I'll be right back.
That's what she said. He said, "Okay." All right. Yes, that's my issue too. Like I've known of Jody, and I'll be honest. When I've been a Snydercut supporter for a long time, but when I see someone else doing the content better, I was like, I can't compete with Gob.
It's definitely not about competing.
No. I mean, no, not competing. I'm just like, you're doing it way better than I could. I'll just like watch your videos, and I've been subbed for a while. I think the last one that I really got attention was the last one you did, the supercut of him saying, "I give the director's cut a B plus." Right at the end.
Oh yeah.
And then I subbed to him because of mutual friends, and then I started watching his content, and then it kind of pissed me off really bad too. That's where I'm because my issue with him is that all his problems, because he did a Man of Steel review recently,
right?
And he's like, all his problems with Zack Snyder are actually what WB was pushing, like. You can't do Man of Steel 2. You got to go in the BBS. And he's like, they just introduced Wonder Woman. I'm like, that was the pressure. That wasn't even just Warner Brothers. That was fan pressure. We saw the Avengers be so successful. We want that for DC. So it was like everyone would put pressure on this dude. And he still delivered. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it was because you have to go back and then go, okay, what was the original plans? What were they, going to go with? Was it with the 5-film arc? Was there going to be a Man of Steel 2 first? So under the circumstances, they made a pretty amazing sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we hear Chubby Teddy now? I can hear him now.
Yeah.
You can hear me okay? Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your patience and all. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. And Gob, Shaker, I love what you just said there, because despite everything, the uphill battle that Zach faced with all the suits and everything, he delivered.
Yes.
He delivered a movie that really was going to be flawed from the beginning, and they tried to rush it, but he did it. He nailed it with the casting. He nailed it with the script. He nailed it with, the soundtrack. He nailed it when it comes to opening the door for future endeavors. I mean, Zach was kind of shooting from the hip, and he did it. And he
Yeah.
and he did it with winning a gold medal, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, then you had the Man of Steel issues where you had you had Christopher Nolan.
Oh, Matt, we're getting an echo on you. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Gob. Go ahead.
I couldn't hear him anyway, so again, you might need to go
Oh,
out and
come back out, and then Matt, he can't hear you.
Zach had to put up with executives coming on down to the set for Man of Steel, and Nolan was keeping them away. Then you had Batman v Superman, half an hour cut of the film, on top of all the crap he was dealing with from the media. And then post BVS with the Justice League, having to you have to change everything after that. So Zack Snyder's been through a lot, him and Deborah Snyder. So it's like, and still we're still fighting for the Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is the final. I don't know if it will be a final stage, or once the movie comes out, is this going to be another campaign to start? Because you never know with the fans.
Well, I'm never giving up. I know everyone here pretty much won't. Even if it's not happening in a few years, I'm still going to be championing it because we know how much of it exists. Now, the other argument that's used against Snyder Cut fans is, they dumb it down. There's not a Blu-ray they could just give to you. I don't think anyone's suggesting that. It's like a working cut with everything in place, but not finished, polished altogether. Like there's maybe a few CGI scenes missing. But are you under the impression that the majority of the Snyder Cut is filmed? There's just some missing pieces.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was like, well, if he says it's done, that means it's done. And then I'm sure he's got like some things he can tweak about. He said himself, like, it doesn't really matter what you like. I think he said something like, it doesn't matter what you think is finished or not. I think that was his reply to someone on Vero.
Yep.
And it's like, if there was a version, the version that he made for the studio, way back in February 2017, that version that he showed Warner Brothers, whether it was 90% complete, whatever, and I'm sure, and Jason Momoa says, do you not think he could finish it? I'm sure that is ready to come out, but Zach's probably thinking, well, now that we've got new people over at Warner Brothers, maybe they're giving him the space, the time, and the money to make a better version. That's my thinking. I don't have like any sources when it comes to that, but that's just my thinking.
Thought too. Yeah, I'm with you, Shaker. That's exactly my thought too. And I'm sure that Zach's only limited to what he can say at this point. I'm sure there's some kind of legal ramification or something he's got kind of on his back if he says too much, but they are telling him, I'm sure, to say, hey, listen, keep your fans excited. You can, but you only say this.
I can't believe the pushback from people that just say like they want him to lie to the fans. Like if he knows what he did, they basically like especially Campia. He was recently like, stop encouraging your fans. Why would you want someone to lie to you? Like he doesn't. I don't think he's under any contract that says he can't say that he did extra work. I don't know. So I cannot believe that people are so unsupportive of an artist that did his work and just wants his work released and doesn't want to lie about it. That's basically all he's doing. He's not like he just throws a little bit of content, a picture here and there, and says, "Yeah, it exists, of course."
Yeah, like you say, it's like you've got all these people who say, "Oh, I'm a Zack Snyder fan." So then, where's your support for Zack Snyder? Where is the why can't they just say, "Well, I don't know personally, and I've not heard this, but I would like to see Zack Snyder's Justice League," and then just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Then instead of going, "Oh, he needs to get off social media. He's with the BS, and he's doing damage to himself." All that.
There's a narrative there, isn't it? There has been for go back to Batman v Superman when that came out, and that whole thing fell apart. The media knows that Warner Brothers screwed it. They screwed Zack over. They tried to overcorrect. but they for some reason don't want to call him out on it.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. It's like you can go back and you can find all the headlines from the week after, or like the Monday after the second weekend of BVS about how they changed things up, how Zack Snyder was out, Jeff Johns was in, Affleck was now going to be the exec producer and oversee the edit, all these things, but that never ever gets mentioned when talking about how Warner's tried to over course correct. But it's always, oh, Snyder the guy can't make a good movie. Like, no, he totally can.
And I usually bring this up when we're talking about the whole kind of the timeline of events after BVS. When Zack Snyder, like, what if you're a director, right, and you've had to put up with all these people like Devin Faraci or people in the media, and Warner Brothers make you the director. They made Zack Snyder go out and say, right, you're going to go out there on the Justice League set with all these journalists coming in, the most vocal of the journalists and the media who didn't like BVS, and you're going to tell them that you're going to make the changes that they want to see. When I heard that, I was like, I kind of put that together myself, but that's kind of what happened with Zack Snyder answering questions from these people, like Frosty and Devin Faraci and people like that. I felt for Zack Snyder back then and still do. So, yeah.
Well, I think the guy wanted to be different than Marvel. I think he went into it going, okay, we know what they're up to. Let's do something a bit different. And then let's deconstruct these characters. And that was the thing I think his wife had said in an interview talking about the deconstruction of Superman, the deconstruction of Batman. And at first I was kind of like, when I first saw the trailer from Man of Steel, I was at Comic-Con in Hall H 2012 when they showed it off. And I didn't like it. I was like, this looks so dumb to me. Like, what the hell is this crap? Like, is this Christopher Nolan doing Superman? What the hell? And then I saw the movie a year later and I fell in love with it. And a lot more people I've talked to over the years have kind of gone back to it and found enjoyment. So, I mean, he's been building up a fan base, but it's been very subtle, and it's very telling when people come out and constantly attack. And now it's not just the, Frosties or Faracis or whatever. Now you've got other YouTubers or other people out there that are now trying to make a name for themselves by being in the anti-Snydercut fan base. And it's like now
completely toxic. I'll tell you what, as much as they call us making videos, like making a song and rest in peace Snydercut movement. Wow, man, how can you do that to someone that had such a hard time in their life? Not only did he lose his daughter, his career completely changed because he was a made man at Warner Bros. He basically did what they wanted him to do. They pushed a darker version of Superman after the Dark Knight trilogy. That's exactly what they wanted. He delivered what they wanted, and then they changed their mind and threw him under the bus.
And that's always been an issue with the leadership at Warner Brothers. That's why I joked when Kevin Tushihara unceremoniously quit that I'm like, oh, his reign is finally over, because it's finally, they can maybe get some new people in there now. And I guess Hamada's doing an okay job from what people like Jim Lee are saying, but we haven't seen anything come out of that yet that's even going to be remotely, truth telling, I guess. But the thing is, I don't think Snyder, like, his career was derailed because of the death of his daughter. That's what it was. That's why he stepped back. But they also, he went to Netflix and took this passion project to Netflix, and Netflix gave him like the $90 million to do it. He's directing it. He's also the cinematographer. He's getting to go back to doing what he likes to do. And so he's not done making movies. He's not done having a career. He'll find work elsewhere. Yeah. So what I think is, we as just the fans, like, I just want to see the Snyder Cut to, for one, see what his vision of it was, because I really enjoyed Man of Steel and BVS. And I want him to get, to kind of get the final word is really what I want. I want him to have the final word. But I know that, like, the movie's not going to be, it's not going to be considered canon because they're moving things forward, And I forget who said it. Kevin Smith said it, where he said that, one of the major problems, and I never thought about it like from this perspective. One of the major problems is, what if people get the Snyder Cut and then they go, well, just keep letting Snyder make these movies, which is going to be the next evolutionary phase.
Yep.
I cannot say I wouldn't say that. I can't say.
I can't say I wouldn't say that either.
That's
but
me. I'm in that camp.
Yeah.
But they also have Flashpoint too to try to merge the two versions together. If they do go through with it,
that is such a dumb take, though. It's like, oh, Flashpoint just goes in and people oversell Flashpoint. They really do oversell Flashpoint as a story. It's like, yes, you can rectify a couple things, but at the same time, Batman is still Batman when he comes back. You know, when he goes back and it's what was it? Thomas Wayne is Batman and everything, but when he fixes it, Bruce is still Batman. So it's one of those things where it to me, it comes across as this like real, like kind of lazy get out of jail free card rather than just keep full steam ahead.
I think what people want is Flashpoint, the movie, to be, you know, they want that to be for the DCEU what Civil War was for the MCU, be completely different from the comics, and somehow, you know, in you know the DCEU's case, fix the things that they think is wrong with it.
Yeah,
I just don't see happening.
Just to give you a heads up, based on Chubby Teddy's recommendation, I don't know this guy too much, but you said in the comment section, Chubby Teddy, I should let this guy on. He said he said he was a stalker. He said Jody said he's a stalker, and he just said, I want to talk.
Yeah, he's great.
Okay. I don't know. I'm going off your so I'm going to send him a link in 15 minutes.
You going with you talking about Jeffrey?
Yes.
Yeah. I think he's cool. I like him. He's
Wait, are we talking Jeffrey from 411 Mania?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right, that's the only Jeffrey I know in this circle.
Then that would be a headache because he's like, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of people that say it doesn't exist, how can you, with a straight face, say that with not knowing you're being disingenuous to the audience? Like, it doesn't exist at all. Like, there's so much proof. Like, people say sources. This is the source game, which there's debate back and forth. But there are how can you trust a Fandom Wire article over the director of the film? Like, I don't get how you could do that. There's so much proof there.
It's been going on. So like I've always said, if you say there is no Snyder Cut and it's not coming out since like if you're still seeing this, or even if you were seeing this in January, February 2018, I'd be like, come on. The evidence was there that Zack Snyder showed off his version of the film back in early 2017. So, and with all the proof, that all the kind of leaks stuff came out, storyboards, all the teasers, throughout 2018 and then 2019 and this year, for anyone to say, oh, it doesn't exist. It's like, and I know some YouTubers are like, they're kind of twisting it, say, well, a finished version doesn't exist. So now they're kind of backtracking to that. So it's just going to go on, I think, unfortunately. So you've got people like Andy Signor and Jody's Corner. They're going to take advantage of it, but that's what they do.
Well, yeah, but when you figure, Blandy Andy and Jokey's Corner are trying to just play up some angles here in order to get that cash app of flowing. Otherwise, they'll brand you a racist if you disagree with them. As I think both you and I have now been branded racists for disagreeing with Jody's Corner. So it seems to be an ongoing pattern and everything else with how that whole thing plays out.
Well, Andy on the stream last night admitted you kind of like to do that. He said it real quick. He's like, you kind of like to do. I don't necessarily agree with that, but you did. Andy exploit it. Have it, in your opinion, the ones that have been affected by this chaos the most? Is it now a pattern from week to week of what they've been doing and promoting the change my mind, but only talk to people we want to? Now, I kind of threw some heat at Fatal J as well, saying I'm not saying anything bad about him, but he's also kind of like got stars in his eyes. He plays a little softball. They do the big elaborate videos to really throw heat on the argument, and then they only really talk to certain people. Or in Film Glob's case, I look, I don't think your comment was the greatest. I don't think you should be canceled for it either, but
I know.
You big deal. But I think it was an elaborate setup because they've been basically going after their number one enemies week to week. And they did not let you talk about what, in my opinion, they did not let you talk about what the stream was titled as. So they had to drag through your whole history first.
Yeah.
They wore you out first.
Here's what happened, right? So when the article came out from Fandom Wire, I saw the headline. I was like, the hell with this. I'm getting off. I thought I was going to get off Twitter for a day or two, right? And then I don't know if him and Jody had a stream that night or the day after the article. I can't remember if that was the case, but they mentioned me on the stream, right?
Oh, they did mention you. Okay.
Yeah. So I woke up the next day, people tweeting me, "Oh, you got to roast these guys." I was like, "Oh, come on. Why does it have to be me always roasting someone?" But so I got all these notifications, and I was like, "You know what, Andy and Jody's, corner, I don't have time for this. You guys have got you've got nothing to. Yeah, you're not saying anything that's interesting. So I'll see you later." Right? And I used the 50 Cent driving away thing, but which is a funny gif, But and then Andy replied, right? He replied, and then his second reply was, "Oh, by the way, that Jody remark was a bit racist." I was like, "What?"
And then the whole stream was the title that. So if you didn't show up, you're guilty.
That was early in the morning on my side, right? It was in the morning. And then right all the way throughout the day, didn't hear anything. And then just as it was coming up for midnight over here. So I was a bit tired, but I saw people, commenting to Jody, but I was blocked by Jody, so I didn't know what was going on. But it turned out he was calling me out, calling me a racist and all this. I was like, I'm not standing for this. So I went, I took the bait, I knew it was a trap. I kind of knew it was like a trap, an ambush. But
I think I think everyone, the public opinion now kind of sees it as is, especially with the pattern that's evolved. Now they're going after, and I'm not a fan of Campia, but now last night, Andy was bringing up, which was a really disgusting moment. He brought up drama with a dear departed Schnepp, just to attack Campia's character. Now, I didn't like him making his shows either. I think it split the audience twice. But then
did John Campia reply to all that?
He smoothed things over with Schnepp's wife or
Andy Signor saying all these things recently.
He posted it on his he didn't make a video, but he posted, because I'm subscribed to him. He posted it on his the channel, the community section on YouTube.
All right.
Saying that he's he on his page, he said Blandy is trying to drag me into something. No, he didn't say Blandy, I just added that. But he's trying to drag me into another thing, which props to Matt, and I didn't believe him at first either until the second week when the Snyder Cut. I'm like, okay, I see exactly what he's doing. I've seen this pattern before. He's trying to create all this chaos. They want to be the one. They want the notoriety of the ones to be the ones that cancel the movement, and it's showing how much out of context Andy took Kevin Smith's video. Wait, here's the one I did of Kevin Smith, of just a clip of it when he's very pro Snyder Cut and saying, why wouldn't you be supporting the fans wanting your thing? Taking a 2-minute clip of that. Imagine what out of context he took, if he even has a source. He might have a source, but what else did the source say? He just took one thing, and I just don't see anyone that works for Warner Brothers actually saying the words. They hate his stuff and they don't want him to, they might say we're not interested or something like that. He said hates. They hate.
You never know. The studio might be supportive of Zack Snyder, and they're just sending out like misinformation to these.
I heard somebody mention that the other day, like something I forget in passing. I saw it might have been like an article headline or video title saying like, is Warner's passing bad info on the Snyder Cut? And I forgot where it was, and I can't go back to it. But I mean, like the thing with Andy's article is the whole, every time the Snyder Cut gets trending on Twitter, they hate Snyder more. And it's like, that is not how social media works. That, because every time they get somebody that gets trending, people go and watch it on Netflix. Somebody might go buy a copy of it. They might go buy Wonder Woman or Man of Steel or something like that. It gets attention on their products of which they can make money. So it's really ridiculous to argue in this day and age that getting a trending hashtag hurts you in this regard. It's unfounded, but they like to hold on to. For some reason, that was the thing in the article that really rubbed me the wrong way, because I used to teach social media in LA. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you can get something to go viral, you make it work. Subway tweeted about it, for crying out loud. They're like, how many retweets that for Subway to say release a Snyder cut, and like 5,000 or something, and they got it like 2 hours, I think.
And then all the other sandwich makers joined in.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, it's a meme.
Cool.
It's a meme.
That was cool.
But it's like the Harley Quinn T-shirt thing. It's just the Snyder Cut fans, they get it. They laugh at it. No one's mad at that. Like, no one is mad at that joke on that show last week. But you know, and if you're jokey's
yeah,
burner,
it was funny. I mean, but I really think it would be a different fan group shirt though. I think it's just crossover from, just.
The Last Jedi is not canon shirt was funnier.
Yeah.
That was funnier in my opinion. Like, and that dude just like, I'm like, I want to know more about that guy. Bring that guy back. Because apparently someone had told me on a comment that the writers of the show really enjoyed the response to it, but I can't find any proof of that. So,
well, something else that just makes me cringe. So the reason I can't let it go with Jody myself is that he is so pro Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman. I'm like, you idiot. You idiot. I can't take it. Just thinking about it again just pisses me off. I'm like, she only is there because of Zack Snyder. And I think he helped hire Patty Jenkins too. That's the other problem with the DC movie universe, is they keep denying the Snyder Cut and trying to go away from it. If they embraced it again, they wouldn't have as many problems. Like Aquaman's there, Wonder Woman's there, Margot Robbie. Even with Suicide Squad, it wasn't the best, but that all existed because of that era. They keep trying to deny it and trash it.
After the failure that was Birds of Prey, and that not being, yes, while it was in the Snyderverse, so to speak, it definitely did not have his involvement.
Yeah,
and they definitely dropped the ball. That's why they're going, oh yeah, we want to go back to doing Gotham City Sirens next.
All right, so I'm sending Jeffrey the link now. All right. I wanted to bring him halfway in just in case. Someone I've never talked to on a stream before.
No, that's cool. He's cool. You'll like him, Max. You guys will like him.
All right. What else we're going to talk about?
You know what's funny? I think how much you want to bet like these people that are attacking the Snyder Cut also attacked Affleck as Batman in 2013, or Gal being cast, I think, in 2014.
Oh, that's a good point. No,
I actually defended both, and I have videos about this on my other channel that went back as far as those movies came out and showing support back in 2013 and 2014, because I knew that they were good casting choices back then. So, this is the thing, is these guys, this is bandwagoning. It's bandwagoning 101.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Hey, guys.
I heard you're a stalker. From your comment.
Yeah.
I hope not, because I gave you a link.
That's what I do, said. But yeah, like really, I'm not a stalker. I just told him, hey, if you want to talk, we can talk, and that's it. Like, I don't know why he called me a stalker.
Well, I probably am more than you are. I'm going after him hard now. But you just wanted to talk about his I think he's a hater corner for sure, hating on this movement, and I just cannot understand the Gal thing. So all you did was say, let's talk.
Yeah.
He didn't let you change his mind? Isn't that the big thing they try to push, change my mind?
Yeah. Yeah. And within seconds, Andy, both invited me in, and then Jody gave me a mouthful for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then Andy booted me out.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Well, you got farther than I did. I tried to get on last night. Well, Jeffrey, thanks for coming on. Are you a fan of Film Gob?
Yes, I am. Hey, Film Gob.
Hey, Jeffrey. I've seen you around. I see you on Twitter. So thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Jeffrey. So you're ready to change their minds. So I think it's false advertising. I was ready to change some minds last night, and I'm going to do it next week too. He thinks I'm done. The one thing he said on the stream last night was these irrelevant people are trying to watch our stream. He thinks.
Dude, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? See, when I was on the stream with Andy and Jody and all those others, Andy mentioned, we've got people coming in here and they are causing trouble, right? And we're not going to accept that. And then, as I saw, Frida from Final Cut Pro, she left a message saying they blocked her. And she's
really?
Like, yeah, she's one of my, I've had her on my show on my live podcast once. She's been in a couple of my videos, and she says they blocked her. So I was like, why you? Basically, I think they were just blocking anyone who came into the chat wanting to support me. And then the next, like after I had left. And then Andy was then back on Twitter. He's like, hey, if any of you Snydercut fans, you want to join in the debate, come on to Twitch, right? So I never saw that until the next day. And I saw it, I was watching it on Twitch, and I saw Lightcast, Lightcast. He went on there.
Yeah.
And the way Andy was speaking to him, like shouting over him, they were like really... it was like really horrible way to speak to someone. I was like, why would anyone want to come on to that?
No, it's very manufactured. It's a circus. I think all of us know here what's really happening now. It's pretty obvious. And then what the cringiest moment was the hypocrisy last night of saying it's fair game when he's going after Campia. I'm like, are you what?
Right.
Yeah, they're eating themselves up.
Thank you, Matt, for starting this, because I'll be honest, I didn't believe you at the beginning. No, I'm serious. They're like, of course, they said, Jody said, you want something down your throat, which was disgusting. I'm like, he's just, I'm sorry, he's garbage.
He said that?
Yeah, well, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, so I wanted a burrito.
Really said that?
At some point, apparently he did. They were going off of me for a little bit last night on the stream. I caught a few minutes of it. I was laughing because it's, Jody said like, "Oh, Matt doesn't like me because I'm a black man," and I'm like, "Okay, I've never like I don't watch your content."
It's an established pattern.
It's an established pattern. Yeah,
I think he redeemed. You're totally redeemed now, Film Gob. That he just is creating a circus now. It's proven.
Well, to Andy's credit, he did come out and say, "No, I'm not a racist." So that's to Andy's credit. But that's the thing, though, is these guys, this is how they operate. They have to create a straw man.
Yeah, they're cheap.
And then attack the straw man. And Campy is a big target because Campy has got a large, very engaged audience. And Andy, but if you go back and you watch that I'm a Wreck It video from the day before, which is arguably one of the most embarrassing videos I've ever seen. And there's one of me crying on YouTube, getting my silver play button from 4 years ago. So, I mean, I've cried and posted a video, and it's less embarrassing than Andy complaining for 17 minutes about not getting views.
And then he says, I do it for the views. I do it for the views.
Yeah, he's like, you see these videos? You see these videos, you guys?
And this is like the thing really with like when like I'm gonna give my perspective on the whole black crack corner that you said.
Okay.
The Jody's crack corner that you said. Like from my perspective, like I didn't see that as racist. Like I don't know where he got that from. He probably got it from Andy because he like geeked him up about it. But yeah, like I didn't see that as racist. I just saw it as you said, a play on words. Like
I mean, we've got. I'm from Scotland. I mean, the city that I live in, Glasgow, has always been known as like crime and drugs, and we've had our problems. But I never thought seeing the words "crack corner" is like racist towards one group of people. I didn't think anyone was going to get offended.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll admit something here. I called Jeremy a head once in a video, so it's not exclusive.
I think Jeremy's more. You'd get pissed more. You'd get a bit more annoyed if you keep calling him Pool Boy. I think that's more offensive.
Yeah, the pool boy's awesome. I love that.
I've lots of names for him. Yeah.
That needs to be an action figure, man. The pool boy. I love it. Yeah.
So we got to stick together, Snydercut fans. I mean, I know we're all busy, but we got to meet up again. I think Matt did some really hard work this week. He proved also the James Mangold. They were trying to, and there was Andy in the comments, way to hustle on the Nerd Report's video saying they attacked James Mangold. This is the problem with Twitter too. Everyone that's usually like especially celebrities that use Twitter that are always used to people praising every tweet. As soon as they get a different response, it's like, oh, it's hate. It's hate. No, you're just used to always retweets and love and stuff. But you win it, and it was. I like James Mangold. I love all his films, but that was a disappointing thing for him not to support another creator. To just throw it in there. It's not. Yeah. I mean, because someone said that what if he got kicked off after the Wolverine didn't get to make Logan, or Logan was hijacked? This is too dark. That is very possible. He's very lucky that he got to finish his vision because people were just upset. Not as upset with Wolverine, but there was a lot of upset people like, oh, even after Origins, the Wolverine, not as bad as people were upset about Batman v Superman though, but it could have been very possible once they saw how dark that one was going. They're like, oh, people aren't going to like this, or we're going to make it PG-13 again. You know?
Actually, it's pretty funny that you mentioned that because a article came out very recently saying that Zach was actually contacted by Fox to do X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
And really, Zach said, "I'll do it. Right. I'll do it, but only if it's rated R."
Ah.
Yeah, so Zack's got ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Wow, can you imagine?
Really
I
is,
like Logan,
really
but
is.
can you imagine his Wolverine? Woo!
Well, I mean,
be
to
awesome.
be fair, Watchmen and Wolverine came out within 2 months of each other.
Yeah.
So, and I much prefer his vision on Watchmen was amazing. It was visually stunning.
Agreed.
Yep.
It really was. It really was. Man.
I also have
this is like sacrilege to a lot of people.
Well, I don't get that. I get the people not liking the Watchmen for how it deviated from the graphic novel, but at the same time, the big deviation at the end made more sense to actually have a villain. And
absolutely, that's what I was going to say.
I preferred the ending of the movie than I did the giant squid. But I did love that the TV show brought the giant squid.
I agree.
So, you know, it's a crazy. I just like Zack Snyder as a director.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. And people hate the TV show now too.
Yeah,
the TV show is really popular. Don't let a couple YouTubers tell you otherwise. It was really popular. It was HBO released the numbers of that, and it was like 7.1 million downloads and like views in the first week. Like each episode was doing better than like any other freshman series on HBO.
So the YouTubers are lying again. What a surprise.
Well, yeah, and the people that like, you know, like what it's, you can tell there's narratives there. And the narrative to go back though to Blandy Andy and his tactics now, who is he kind of mimicking at this point?
I think he's on his way to mimicking Jody more than anything else, because I noticed that they're doing more streams now more than ever in a recent memory, and I should know because I actually was actually subbed to him before. I actually subbed to him before the whole Snydercut thing. Okay. And they weren't in live streams together until the whole Snydercut.
Well, my understanding of that is more along the lines of they got hooked up because of Louis Lecca. He hooked them up, and what it was is Andy was looking for people to work with, and I think he was pitching, different YouTubers. He was pitching them different ideas. Because I mean, if you think about it, if you go and you look at Andy's content, if for the last couple months, he's been trying to recreate everything that Screen Junkies did. He was like, oh, I'm going to do like an honest trailers, but I'm going to riff on new trailers. I'm going to riff on that. Oh, you guys didn't like it. Or he did other like Nerd Wars. It's movie fights. He kept just rebranding old ideas that he helped come up with without realizing that what makes them work is not him. No, it's true. Like it's true. It's true. Like even last night, Jody tried saying, he's like, oh, but like Matt's not entertaining. And I'm all like, dude, at my height 2 years ago, I had more subs than both of you combined. So you can literally lick my taint. It's not about entertaining. It's
how many subs they got, Matt?
The combined, I think they're around like probably, I don't know what Jody's up to right now. I was at 163 before my stuff happened. And but it's like I don't care about, so I haven't cared about subs in years. It's not even about that.
That's cool.
They go, look, we're building a community. But what they're doing is they're building a community based around attacking others. And to be fair, I've seen this in the commentary community. This happened at the end of 2017 and through half of 2018. And you know what happened? It blew up in their face because eventually you run out of things. Even in the entertainment space, we're in a pandemic. Everything's getting shut down. There's not going to be any large scale productions until 2021.
I have some breaking news from last night besides what they were saying about you, Jarbo.
People say things about me all the time, though, Max. You have to understand that. It's every day.
So the Clown Corner, he thinks he wrecks people so bad. He's under the impression that with his Wonder Woman review or Wonder Woman video on Campia, that he wrecked them so bad that he left Collider. That was the reason.
Wait a minute. Wait about that.
Oh, please.
About that. I think
he copied your take.
That's my video. I think that is my video. Because I've watched it.
Really?
You're ahead of it. You're ahead of it, Gob.
I'm sure.
He says he wrecked Campia. He wrecked him, not you.
Yeah.
Because, let's be real. The only thing he wrecks is a case of Oreos.
Because that
right.
The part of the video.
Sensitivity.
That's one fat man calling out another fatter man. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, that's all right, man.
And it was
wait. I got to hear the gob on this because this is breaking.
Just love weight, Jarbo.
Because
it's called having kids.
The part of the video where
there you go, man.
I take it people can't hear me or.
No, we can hear you now. They're just talking.
Oh no, we're here. We're here. Sorry, Gob.
Yeah, we're here.
Let the gob speak.
So the part where John Campia says, I want I zoom in on the hands, making it look like he was talking about breasts. It was a joke, right? But that is my edit. That I did that.
Oh, he's a thief.
Oh my God.
He's the one that
plagiarist, man. Plagiarist.
Because I heard the reason I brought that
Russo
up.
brothers.
Someone in the comments section said it too. It wasn't just
because
I have a source in the comment section. Like I think that was Film Gob that called him out first.
Yeah, because I thought I had it on YouTube, but I think I took down a lot of videos to do with Campia and Collider, and I put them up on Daily Motion because I thought, well, maybe people might watch it over there, but nobody watches Daily Motion. So it's actually on there if you want to go and watch it. dailymotion.com/filmgob. It's John Campia versus Wonder Woman. I'm sure I put that together.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't think he was really saying the boob thing. I'm like, they zoomed in on his hands, and then you saying, yeah, because I zoomed in on his hands as a joke. Man, wow.
And here's like the funny thing.
Awesome.
Like, and here's the funny thing if you think about it. Like when Andy was saying that, when Jody was actually saying that that John Campia was aggressive towards Gal for Wonder Woman, like he really, like, who wasn't at the time?
Yeah, that's true.
The casting was announced. Like,
yeah.
Like even for me, I was like, okay, that's an interesting one. Like I wasn't hating on it. I just thought
everyone was like that.
I just thought it was an interesting cast. And then
everyone except Zack Snyder.
and then BBS comes out, and then it turns out great, and then we have Jody over here trying to spin that Patty Jenkins casted Wonder Woman. He casted Gal as Wonder Woman when in fact there are articles saying that it was actually Zach, and actually that Patty was actually against the Gal being Wonder Woman.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
I didn't know this.
Oh,
I've heard that before. I've heard that before. That that they had to put in that Gal was Zach's pick, and that Patty Jenkins wasn't on board with it at first. And I'm wondering if that had to do with coming off of Thor and just like wanting more control.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's how I viewed it at the time.
Alexander or something.
That would be an interesting.
Jamie Alexander would have been good. I think. Yeah, I think she would have been good as Diana. But I do love Gal in the role. I really do. So
yeah, dude.
We know Jody does.
Yeah, is it okay? Can I interject here? You know, we've had a lot of talk on the internet recently about simps. Yeah. You know, dudes that like unrealistically fawn after a woman willing to pay her money in order to get like feet pics. And I'm just curious, is like, given, you know, all the defense that he runs on a movie that is very popular, starring an actress who's very popular. And it's like, but he's like, anyone who says an unkind word about Gal gets wrecked by Jody. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you know, I mean, and then
you can't do that for Zach. You cannot do it for Zach.
Well, it's yeah,
but you know, you're hateful.
It's really kind of funny. It's like, I don't know. I have to ask the honest question: do you have a crush? Does he have a crush? Does he have like a Gal poster above his bed?
Probably, if it ever happened, he would crush.
Oh,
no, I mean, listen. People say, why did I call him Jody fills the corner, and why did I go that way? Because what he was saying about Snyder fans, he was calling us ignoramuses and basement dwelling trolls and absolute the Snyder cult, stuff like that. So listen, I'm not nasty to you until you throw heat at me. And I am part of the Snydercut fandom. So if he does that, stay away, Gal. You don't want to get crushed. And what would she say if she heard about all this heat that he's throwing on Zach?
And here's the thing. Like, apparently there's a rumor that Jody is actually has a extra cameo for Wonder Woman 1984. So if this turns out to be true, then that's gonna be awkward. Like, that's gonna be awkward.
That's actually, hey, if he actually has that, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually pretty cool.
On it. Yeah,
that's actually pretty cool.
I just dislike his takes and his conduct on the internet.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't care about Andy. I don't care about Jody. I find their takes to be pedantic and recycled content from smarter people. You can tell they're chasing the algorithm versus actually trying to have discussions, because that's what they care about. They care about the views, they care about the clout, they care about the money. And it really boils down to just caring about the money. And I don't like, I've made a lot of money on YouTube. It's my full-time job for years. I love what I do. But at some point in time, you have to, you know, when you start saying the quiet parts out loud, your audience will eventually start noticing, and then they're going to realize that they're just piggy banks, and that what they say doesn't matter, and that if you criticize them at all, they're just going to throw you out to the wolves. They're just going to disown you in order to keep people coming back, trying to have that emotional. What is it? It's like, I don't want to call it a parasite relationship, but it's like a parasocial relationship where. Sorry, go ahead.
And really, like, if you think about it, like, that's really kind of really why I really don't want to use Patreon in a way. Like, for me, like, I'm really at 86 subs, but like, for me, like, I don't really ever plan on using a Patreon or a Cash App like Jody does, because really, to me, it's like a shortcut, and it really is kind of like stealing from your audience in a way.
Well,
like
the way they
you know,
do it is
Yeah.
overboard. The way
Good way
they
to
Yeah.
look at it.
because I was thinking I shouldn't really say this, but it does feel like the community. Jody says, "Oh, I've built a community," right? They are giving him money, right? Especially like in this kind of situation, the times that we're in right now with the whole lockdown and everything, with everything happening with the economy, people are giving him money. They are his fans are there for him, but is he going to be there for them when they need help?
Wow, nice.
When you've got this amount of money being thrown at him, it's like I'm cool with him getting money. There's nothing wrong with that, but the way he celebrates it and the way
it's gross. It's gross.
Well, it's all an emotional game.
To me, I just find it annoying. Like I just find it annoying at this point. Like I heard that he got $1,000 at one point, but now that I would understand for him getting excited for, but really for something like $50 and all that, like that really isn't much compared to 100,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like he just oversells it entirely.
Yeah, well, I want to say this. Everyone watching, go sub to Jeffrey, get him to 100 subs, and support him. And thanks, Chubby Daddy, for recommending him come on.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot believe they kicked this
absolutely.
dude off of stream in a couple minutes and didn't let him talk. I don't see any. Is this how you came on the stream? Their stream? You didn't come in hot, did you?
They really here's the full story about how it came in. I'm gonna give you all the details.
Okay.
So it started off with the whole who I released a Snydercut T-shirt guy that we saw in the Harley Quinn show, and then Andy posted a tweet saying that, oh, this is a attack, and then I comment saying that no, it actually isn't. Like there's actually a positive thing on this, and then that was a few hours later he replies to me and says, okay, do you want to show, if you want to join the show then to prove us wrong, then he DM me, he do, and in my mind I'm thinking about this to really try to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Like really, like how many times can I get a word in without being interrupted? And then then he sends me the link, and then and then I say hi guys, and then Jody comes in and then says, and I'm not even exaggerating, he says it like this: "You what?" Like, and then he just goes off on me for about like 10 seconds, and then I'm immediately booted out.
Oh wow!
And then blocked by Andy.
What?
Like, yeah, yeah. Like,
what a joke, man! What a joke.
Jeffrey seems like a cool dude. I'll have you on, Jeffrey. Keep in touch if you want to come on. Me and Chubby Teddy stream a lot. We'll have you on.
Yeah,
we'll talk about movie culture.
Always good content, Jeffrey.
Yeah, go sub to Jeffrey for real. That's not cool. How are fans supposed to change his mind? It's a scam. It's an absolute scam. His show. This is the proof right here.
Yeah, I mean, rather than giving those guys attention, I made the mistake of giving them attention, so I messed up there. But you guys should follow.
But here's the thing.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, God, like here's the thing. What happened, man? It was like a a rock and a hard place scenario for you because I mean, the thing is that I respect about you going on to that Shakers. You did it. I mean, they provoked you. They pushed you.
Yeah.
You had no choice, man. I mean, that's you had to do what you had to do, man. I mean, because here's the thing: if you wouldn't have done it, you know what they'd have done? They would have called you, weak. They said, yeah, that's how a Snyder Cut fan is. They don't handle their problems. They're passive aggressive, or you know what I mean. Leave it to Jody to say something like that.
Yeah.
So
one
by
thing
you going
that
on,
did,
you actually defended yourself really well, man.
Yeah,
But
you
one
really
thing,
did.
one thing that did happen was there's some people in the Snyder Cut movement that I thought didn't like me, but then after the stream, they were like very supportive of me. So I was like, all right, that's cool. A lot of people came out and supporting me.
Absolutely,
But
man.
but
Yeah.
rather than giving those channels attention, you should check out the Release the Snyder Cut. I think it's RT Snyder Cut on Twitter at RT Snyder Cut. They've basically posted a list, like a round table
Yep.
of hosts who are going to be
Oh yeah.
doing
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to be like a podcast or it's going to be one person every episode, but you should look at all these people. I don't know if I can post a link here, but it's all these different people. It's not just me and not just Chris Wong Swenson and Film Junkie and all these people, the kind of usual names that you would see on Snyder Cut related tweets and stuff. So it's got all these other people who I think, everyone's got a voice in the Snyder Cut movement, whether you're a small time podcaster, big time, small time YouTuber, small time podcaster. And I think we should kind of, we've already kind of done it. We've already created this community. But it's always good to remember there's other people out there. We don't have to give attention to people like saying, hashtag ignore, as you would say, Max.
Because for me, going off with what Film God said, I actually did. I really chose ultimately not to be one of those not to be one of the hosts, because really I thought that I'll let some smaller people go first, because I want people to not see that there's just these big these big Snyder Cut supporters. I really want to give the little guy some credit too, in a way, if you get what I'm saying. I want to see what the little dude has to say. So yeah, that's really why I turned down being a host.
Okay. Well, we're almost at an hour, so I really appreciate everyone coming on. It was great to
I don't know, Jeffrey. You're really good with your content, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff. I'm gonna check out your content too, Jeffrey. Thanks, Guilt Film God, for coming on. Having a calmer environment to really examine everything. I really do hope we get the Snyder Cut released. I know it exists in some form.
Yeah.
I hope we get to see it, even if it's not finished. At least we get to see it how it is. I would love that even.
Yeah, and after we get the Snyder Cut, we need to focus on the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Honestly, judging from yesterday, I would say that we're getting that announced at the same day, because really, with how David Ayer posting those two pictures, those two are very Zack Snyder-esque. And very
I'm with you, Jeffrey.
way to do. So in a way, let's just hypothetically say that we're going to get Zack Snyder's full arc of that with this WB clean slate that I go into more detail in one of my videos. But in this WB clean slate, I really do think we're going to get Zack's full arc. And really, if that were to happen, I would just say, for the casuals to get, I don't if I would let the Ayer cut out first, because then people will get some context for things for Zack Snyder's Justice League, so that the casuals won't be left out.
I do have one final question before we all leave. Do you think
That's cool.
that JJ and Chris Terrio, because he was so involved in the writing on Batman v Superman and Justice League, and he was busy with the Rise of Skywalker, do you think them heading up WB is helping to release the Snyder Cut because JJ's also pretty good with fan service, at least?
I think so.
Or do you think it might cause more issues with it?
I think it's actually
I
very.
think so, but Jarbo, I want to hear what you think.
I honestly,
no, Jeffrey can go first.
I think it's actually very helpful because I don't know if you noticed this, but really all of Zach's friends are in that. All of Zach's friends are in DC. Like for James Gunn, he said that after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, he said he's gonna be sticking with DC. And for JJ Abrams, him and Zach are actually very close. For those who don't know, Zach actually did this thing with Batman vs Superman and made a Star Wars trailer version of BVS to help promote The Force Awakens. So I think it really does help out. And also with Jim Lee, who actually was head of the DC Entertainment side, and he helped out with the storyboards for Zach's arc. So really, I don't see a reason why it is not a good thing.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Matt, do you want to go next?
That's awesome.
Yeah. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think it really matters.
Okay.
And I say that for a multitude of reasons. One, JJ coming on in, and yes, he is about fan service, but he's also right now, I think, in the process of taking over parts of DC, like the television side of it. I know they're bringing Berlanti over from CW and DC Universe, but I think Berlanti is going to lose out to JJ in the end. And so JJ is going to be focusing more on that. And if he's trying to build his brand of DC on HBO Max, I that could be seen as a competing vision. I don't know for certain, but I do agree with Jeffrey that there are a lot of Zach's friends that are there, and that could potentially be used as some kind of pressure. But I think that would require a large fan-led movement to get their attention, and then a coordinated movement to get their attention in order to talk to the right people. Because really, it's getting the executives to sign off on it, and who knows where they're at right now.
All right, Gob.
Like Jeffrey said, he's got a lot of support there. Snyder's got a lot of support. Jim Lee and everyone. David Ayer. I don't know what's happening with David Ayer. He did tease it was some pretty big teases yesterday with those photos that he put out. But JJ Abrams, he's, like Matt says, he's kind of busy with the TV side of thing, in the TV shows that he's going to be working on, DC TV shows. So it's really interesting. I don't mind JJ Abrams, but I think he is kind of friendly, he's on friendly terms with Zack Snyder, from what I've heard. So there's a lot of things are in Zack's favor. So I'm just it's all about patience now.
Chubby Teddy.
All right, so I think you guys got a lot of good points, but what I think is, obviously with everybody knowing each other and being able to, they all got good rapport with one another. They're friends. We know that. We've established that. The thing that is interesting is we also, and Jarbo, you might want to expand on this maybe today or another time, but you got to remember the debt that AT&T has bought. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got to also consider Zack Snyder's movies, all of them. I mean, I don't know about Dawn of the Dead, but his performance at WB, he's never been in a deficit. Yeah, I'm not going to count Justice League. I mean, but we're gonna look at 300. We're gonna look at Watchmen. Maybe Sucker Punch. I don't know how that performed, but if we look at the DCEU movie,
Sucker Punch did not perform. I think it made like 111 million worldwide or something.
What was the budget for Sucker Punch?
But the thing is,
like 65 million.
Huh.
Okay.
That's not very good.
So he probably broke even.
However, I have talked about this in a video, and Zack's movies have earned over $3 billion combined for Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from a business vantage point, if you're looking at the numbers, it would make sense for them to do it. The thing I'm concerned about with JJ, because I know we bring up JJ and we know that they're friends and they pat each other backs and support each other with their movies and all that. My only concern with JJ is what happened with Disney and Star Wars, and that's my only concern, because he's probably going to want to like show everybody, listen, that was me at Disney. Let me show you what I'm going to do at Warner Brothers. Let me show you what I'm going to do at DC. And if the Snyder Cut is a big hit, then I think that it's going to really be in favor, and I think JJ is really going to go, okay, listen, we got something good. Here are the keys to the DCEU, Zach. You do what you want to do. You're going to be Brian Michael Bendis at DC right now, man, and you're just going to do whatever you want. Let's hope he doesn't do anything like Brian Michael Bendis at DC, but that's my thought process on where things are going. And Terrio.
But yeah, like I would. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I agree with your concern about his Disney side, but really, like, there's one thing you need to consider. Like, I don't know if you guys know this with his Star Wars movies, but apparently this is actually coming from Daisy Ridley. Like, before JJ left, or after episode 7, Daisy Ridley said that JJ wrote drafts for 8 and 9, and Ryan didn't use any of the drafts from 8. So really, I think that really wasn't his problem. Like I can see your concern, but at the same time there was still backstage stuff that did mess up with his initial trilogy.
All right. Well, so we need to hear from Sci-Fi, and then we're gonna end it. I kind of had one more interesting question, but I'll leave it for next time. What's more likely, the Snyder Cut being released somehow, or Henry coming back as Superman?
Oh man!
Don't answer it here. We don't have time because we got to end. I got an appointment. But that's for you viewers in the comments. Maybe I might make another video. I know which way I'm going with that. But Sci-Fi, you end the show here. And thanks everyone. Go sub to everyone. Support everyone. Sci-Fi, what's your thoughts on JJ? Or is it more likely or less likely with JJ and Chris Terrio? Because Chris Terrio works with JJ a lot. He was very involved with all the Batman movie, or the Justice League Batman or Superman.
Well, I think it's likely with Chris Terrio, but I'm not so sure about JJ, because I'm not sure if they even have the same goals. Him and Snyder with the DC. I'm not so sure that if JJ was on for DC that he would move the Snyder Cut forward or not. It's kind of a mystery right now. We'll just have to see what he does when he gets there.
All right. Okay. Well, I think we're going to end it. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thanks, Film Gob, for going over everything. And thanks, Matt. Thanks, Jeffrey, Sci-Fi, Teddy.
Yeah.
Release the Snyder Cut. Bye, everyone.
Here's the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
It's Snydercut. I love this.